agree.
Definitely going to stay here.
The trace of perfection doesn't mean that they are less self-confident.
But it does.
Welcome to Bridge the Gap, a show where we aim to build a bridge of understanding between opposing views. Each episode, you'll see our participants sit down to discuss some thought-provoking statements.
The cosmetic industry takes advantage of people's insecurities.
If they disagree with the statement, they'll leave their seat and allow those that agree to explain themselves. Those that disagree then return and express themselves to the rest of the group.
I think most ethical doctors, though, will take a history from a patient. They'll ask them about their social status, their social history.
Hopefully building a bridge of understanding. Let's see what happens.
What do you think about this statement? Let us know in the comments.
No, it's not inclusive because it's male-oriented.
Yes.
I'm confused.
There are too many negatives in your questions.
Pardon?
I don't know.
I know. They're trying to catch us out.
I don't know.
Fuck you. I'm joking. Sorry. Please, I take that back. That was a joke.
Well, like, I guess, like, I can't, I can't give you an example. Like, I want someone to speak so I know so I can pick up on the topic. I don't really know. I don't understand.
Do you think it's more for white people than black people?
No, it could. No,
It's for black people as well as white people equally.
Like,
Then you stand with us.
In terms of aesthetics, in terms of injectables, like, what is it?
Money and what?
Oh, sorry. Well, I mean, there's obviously a gateway to getting surgery because that's quite expensive usually. But the beauty industry, that's such a broad statement. Anyone can go into Boots or Superdrug and buy a lip liner. It's like
Yeah, but I think
part
there
of
have
the-
been reports about the beauty industry, and I'm talking about the wider non-plastic surgery beauty industry. And it's more orientated to maybe people who are of Northwest European origin. Maybe it's more orientated to women than it is to men. But I think that's where the inclusivity and the exclusivity barriers end, as far as I'm aware. In terms, I can talk about surgery and I can talk about injectables, but I can't really talk about the beauty industry as a whole because I
think it's...
I don't go to buy beauty products, as you can probably tell.
It's definitely not inclusive. Well, I think in the whole 2020 phase, the whole Black Lives Matter situation, I think that made the beauty industry now kind of pick up their sense in terms of like including, making it more inclusive. I definitely think it hasn't been, for someone I've been in the beauty industry for like 12 years now. And when I started, I definitely was, up until even 4 years ago, I could go into rooms where I was the only black person in that room. So for sure, it's just starting to figure itself out in terms of like beauty industry, in terms of like the makeup and that.
So you do
side of
feel
things.
like it's inclusive then, or?
It's not inclusive. It's not like 100%. It's just starting to now, and even now, is it because of the Black Lives Matter why it's become inclusive? Who knows? We'll find out in like the next 5 years if it will still be, which I'm sure it will be because it's getting better.
Is it okay for a patient or a person who's looking for any kind of treatment to choose someone based on their gender or their race? So do you think it's okay for a patient to say, I want a white person to treat me? Or do you think it's okay for someone to say, I want a woman to treat me?
No, I think it's maybe it can be a bit uncomfortable because you're not used to it. Like, I'll give you an example. When I started my career, I was doing hair and I used to work in Toni & Guy, which is just like, I only work with white people. And when I would come and do a blow dry, they would look at me like, I mean, what are you about to do to my hair? So I could understand it because we don't have the same hair, but I think it's important to give people a chance yeah, I don't think it's okay, no. Because if they're there, they obviously can do hopefully can do what they can do.
Yeah, you wouldn't be in the position to... If you're not good enough, you wouldn't be in the job in the first place. So everyone has a degree of competence and there's a standard, but you're not going to be any better if you're a man or a woman or a black person or a white person or an Asian or whatever.
But I can counteract that as well by saying, as a makeup artist, because the industry is not inclusive, hasn't been inclusive for years, if a makeup artist is like a majority of the time, like in like TV and stuff, for instance, the majority was white makeup artists. So when a black model would come in, the white makeup artist wouldn't know what to do. But that stems from her being at school, whatever. They didn't teach them how to do makeup with black skin and stuff like that. So when it comes to like makeup artists and stuff like that, definitely it's always something you look at sideways if you have a white makeup artist coming to do a black girl's face because you're worried about how they've been taught, because the beauty industry has not been inclusive.
Have you seen bad examples of someone from the wrong racial background?
All the time. All the time.
Yeah, I've experienced that.
All the time. And
I've experienced
and that's
doing
how
modelling
I've
as
worked.
well.
Personally?
Well, with when I've had a white person do my makeup, this was obviously I've been doing modelling for like a lot, many years. So back in the day, obviously it didn't look right on me, but then that's where I can...
Because they haven't been taught.
They haven't been taught, but you know.
Exactly. So definitely I agree in terms of I've got so many stories of the industry not being inclusive. So in that sense, makeup artists, I think maybe now it's a bit
Nowadays.
more, people are more comfortable now. If they see like a white makeup artist, they'll be more comfortable. But before, if you see a white makeup artist, you're like, whoa, what's she about to do to my face?
Yeah, it was self-taught, with the white people, with the white makeup artists. If they wanted to go ahead,
they have to teach themselves.
They did teach themselves if they wanted to. But if it's someone off the books, they didn't really cater to black people as well.
Yeah, at all.
Do you know what? Counterintuitively, I feel like the beauty industry has become more inclusive because of social media.
Yeah, that's what I said. Yeah, because of the Black Lives Matter movement and stuff like that. And I think in the last years, as influencers have come up and have been obviously influencers of colour, I think that they've had to include colour more. I feel so in the last years.
When I thought about that statement, I just brought it back to what I do, and I think about adverts, for example. I don't often see people that do... I don't often see women of colour on a poster or, an image having injections. So you still find that even as people walk through my door that they don't want nobody to know because it's still a bit of a taboo.
Right.
You're black, why do you need to get this done? Or, so even where I got taught, our features are different. We have fuller lips, our noses might, be broad and not so pointy. So they didn't teach me how to, and it's the same with my friends who are doing skincare. For even laser, for example, it's only recently, I don't know how long it's been out for, but it's been known that there are certain devices used for the darker skin.
Because a lot of dark skin people got burnt.
Yeah, I have a laser hair removal machine. It doesn't work on dark skin.
Yeah,
I think there's only one specific laser hair removal machine.
I think there's more than that.
No, there is one because I did my research.
You think there is only one laser hair removal device that's suitable for black skin?
Which you can use at home.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. Yeah. And I don't know for what reason why that is.
Yeah, because
it's the pigments, isn't it? For darker skin, it is harder to deal with on that kind of level.
Yeah, so for lasers to work for hair removal, you've got to have a difference in the colour. You've got to have black hair and white skin.
Yeah.
And if you've got black hair and black skin, then the pigment that's going to be targeted is going to be the pigment of your skin. And if you've got white hair and dark skin, then,
But there is one which they have now, and I'm just like, why aren't there more?
Oh, there is one now?
Yeah, there is one which works for black skin. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think it's as inclusive 100% just yet.
It's not even 50%.
No, absolutely not.
It's not even 50%. I think it's 10%.
There's some small progress
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
to kind of touch on the fact that, hey, we're here.
Yeah.